Okay, so how does it work? Very quickly, the board, if you look in the centerpiece, it is the bus, and around the outside is the pavement. Each player has two grannies. You have Big Granny and you have Little Granny. Little Granny is the one that does all the running around, and she moves on the roll of a dice. What you're aiming to do is knock the other player's big grannies towards the door and finally off the bus. And the way you do this is by collecting attack and defense cards, and you do that with your little granny. She gets off the bus. If you land on these squares around the board, you can start collecting them. These are the attack cards, these are the defense cards, and as you'll see, they correspond to the squares on the board. When you've got a few of those cards, let's say the play's moved on a bit, something like this. When you've got a few of those cards, to attack another player's granny, you have to land on a seat adjacent to her, and you play one of your attack cards. So in this case, he's playing the ankle-biting lapdog. Now, unless this player has the necessary defense card, which is the thick woolly tights, their granny will move one space closer to the door. As you can see, they have no defense cards, so unfortunately Granny moves one space closer to the door, until finally she gets kicked off. However, even when your big granny is kicked off, you're not out of the game. You can't win anymore, but you can get revenge on whoever it was that pushed your granny off the bus. So you're still in the game all the way to the end. One other card that you need to be aware of are these ones. It's the hazard cards. Basically, if you land on one of those squares, it's a bit like chance in Monopoly. You pick it up, you play it immediately, read out what it says on the card. For example, your little granny's just taking an extra vitamin pill, you may have another go. But be careful, because they're not always good for you. And that's basically it. Last granny on the bus is the winner.